The mid-2000s was a mixed bag for Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, what hasn't been said about that period for the Blue Blur? We had the highs, lows, and in-betweens during that time. As the decade turned, Sega seemed like they had to do something about this, with starting off by distancing themselves from the mixed to negative reviewed games like Sonic 06, and release new Sonic titles in 2010 with Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic Classic Collection on the DS, Sonic 4 Episode 1, and Sonic Colors on the Wii. By the next year, it was the 20th anniversary of the franchise, and fans were waiting to see what was Sega planning for the celebration. Then, in April of 2011, Sega releases a trailer showing Sonic speeding through parts of Green Hill Zone, but with little to no color. Then suddenly, a smaller Sonic appeared speeding beside him with the announcement of Sonic Generations that was released in November of that year for the PS3, 360, PC, and 3DS. When it came out, many praised it for the visuals, audio, and the gameplay. The game has since become one of the best Sonic games and still holds its significance with the later games like Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. I was a senior in high school when this game came out and actually rented it at Redbox before actually getting the full game months later. I actually had a good time with it, especially recently playing it on PlayStation Now on the PS4 and even got it for $2 on Steam. Now it has been 10 years since Generations came out, and I wonder, does this game still hold up after this past decade? Or maybe there were some issues that I feel were overshadowed by the nostalgia and the praises. If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as I take a look back at Sonic Generations, and to see if it's still as good as it was 10 years ago. So in case you haven't played Sonic Generations, here's the quick rundown of the story. Sonic is thrown a birthday party by his friend when suddenly a monster from another dimension sends him and his friends to a white space of no color. Earlier, the monster takes the classic version of Sonic, and both classic and modern versions of Sonic have to team together to rescue their friends and stop this monster from causing any more damage. So the gameplay is like a traditional Sonic game with the classic Sonic. It plays like the old 2D games with a modern twist similar to Sonic 4, while the modern one plays like the modern games like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, with moves like the Quick Step, the Stomp, and the Boost, with the goal of making it to the end as fast as possible, and you receive a ranking from D being the lowest to S being the highest. The levels are all based on previous games, each of them with a specific era: Classic, Dreamcast, and Modern. The Classic era has levels from the early 2D Sonic games from the Sega Genesis. The Dreamcast era has levels from the 3D Sonic games from the 6th generation consoles like the Dreamcast, the PS2, the Xbox, and the GameCube. And the Modern era has levels from games from the 360, PS3, and Wii era. Hidden in these levels are the red rings from Sonic Colors, where you collect them to unlock concept art, music tracks, and even abilities like an expanded boost meter for Modern Sonic and the homing attack for Classic Sonic. Along with these levels, there are also boss and rival battles. The rival battles are a nice touch and are actually really fun to play, as each have different ways to defeat the rival. In the Classic era, you face off against Metal Sonic. Dreamcast era, you go up against Shadow, and in the Modern era, you clash against Silver, but not like it was in Sonic 06, if you know what I'm talking about.
It's no use! Take this! It's no use!
Same goes for the boss battles, as they are familiar foes to face, like the Death Egg Robot from Sonic 2, Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure, and the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed. I like that the battles don't have a predictable way to defeat them, especially if you face them in their respective games, like with Perfect Chaos for example. In the original Sonic Adventure, you had to get through him as Super Sonic, but in Generations, no Chaos Emeralds for you. Challenges are also available to play, as they are mission-based, when many objectives such as racing towards the goal before time runs out, or use a certain shield to get to the goal. Some of these challenges will allow you to unlock new skills to use. Besides earning skills that way, and by getting the red rings, you could also buy them using points you earn throughout the game. With all that being said about Sonic Generations, what many people said is one of the best Sonic games of all time, after replaying it again, I do think it's still one of the best games of the franchise. However, there were some issues and moments in the game I felt like they could have improved. In the classic Sonic levels, they start off simple and quite nostalgic, but as you play the later levels, I feel that some of the elements from the modern Sonic games, like the Wisp, don't really work well. For example, like Planet Wisp. The Wisp ability I feel got tedious, as well as the controls got a little bit tougher. And speaking of classic Sonic, I feel that he got the short end of the stick in terms of levels and boss battles. I would have liked if he got an additional boss and rival battle. Imagine a rival battle against like classic Knuckles, for example. Talk about a missed opportunity. In regards to gameplay, there can be moments where you may get lost or get caught up in the speed that you may fall off the stage, as well as the 2D Sonic levels. I felt the jumping felt off as compared to the original games. I kinda understand that the Hedgehog engine had something to do with it. Also, after playing this on the Xbox 360, I forgot there were some notable performance issues, as there were some freezing and frame drops during some parts of the game, such as the chase sequence in City Escape and the Speed Highway police chase. In a minor gripe, I would have liked that the spin dash could have been in the classic way of down and A instead of the X button on Xbox, or at least have a button mapping option. With all this being said, Sonic Generations is still a great game and a huge love letter to the franchise, with the many Easter eggs that any Sonic fan will spot, as well as the speed and gameplay that fans have been a part of for decades. After a decade since this game came out, it felt nostalgic for me to play this again, whether it's through the original on Xbox 360 to the PC with loads of mods and support for this game. I feel this is the game we could have got a remaster instead of Sonic Colors. It held up well in 2011 and still does a decade later, thanks to the mix of gameplay of old and new, as well as the callbacks and references that showed what makes Sonic a household name for the last 30 decades. And on a personal level, this game helped me through tough and dark times. As earlier I mentioned, this came out when I was a senior in high school, and at that time it was pretty rough for me with the stress of graduating high school, getting prepared for the real world, and I was dealing with some personal losses. But after playing the game, it taught me in a way that everything will be alright in the end. After what is going on with the world today, a decade later, I was reminded again that everything will be alright. All I have to do is just keep your head up and speed through. Thank you all for watching this review/reflection of Sonic Generations. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Once again, thank you for watching and take care. Also, happy 30th anniversary, Sonic.